police hailed over Queen Mother arrest. Financial Stability Council intensifies reforms to strengthen Ghana's financial system. And SME clinics driving competitiveness resilience, is according to MTN. The Republic Press says Senate hotels still in trouble after Blackwell's anti-sale victory. Queen Mother murdered for 50,000 cedis as police unravel deep plot. Tension mounts in prison service over promotions amid complaints of lack of transparency. Ghanaian actress Beverly Afaglo passes on. The soul rests in general peace. 90,000 youth employed since NDC assumed office. Pareado. Temporary Eid livestock markets must secure permit or face closure. Mofa warns of Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Daily Democrat. B-STEM to boost science learning, as according to the president. Fake security group attacks Axel Lord officials. Q8 mining ventures not into Galamsey. Ghana needs agile, forward-looking accountants. That's according to Dr. Clement Park. The local content illusion, how contract mining is costing Ghana taxes and workers' rights. It's a new study. Modified taxation scheme, Ghana's surest way to inclusive tax administration. The Daily Post, next on my bill. Big story here says Savannah region to get University of Science and Technology as $30 million Chinese funding secured. Shoddy execution of road projects won't be tolerated. Gavin Zagboja is saying this. Tema Port has deployed 133 shift system under 24-hour policy, as according to the director of Port. Government targets petroleum upstream recovery after 5 years of consecutive decline. John Jenapo is saying this, and they have a front page comment which says, is hate speech free speech? It's a question they're asking, and they share their opinion on. Today newspaper, Cameron Dodo calls for renewed African unity ahead of AU Day. Today is Africa Union Day. It's no longer a holiday, by the way. It's not been for a while. GN Savings to launch first branch in Elmina following court victory. Ndum announces historic return at NSBT graduation. GN Savings license revocation. Direct and indirect workers hit hard by closure. Group Ndum president, and expect more rains in June. GMET get you a bit more in terms of conversations, reactions to all of that here on the 3FM Sunrise. But here's Johnson Asiedu-Nketiah as the national chair of the NDC, in his own words, explaining as to why there was a need to reshuffle leadership in Parliament in the run-in to the 2024 general elections.
Who should be the minority? We got over that time. Then new things were emerging. And I said that we have to change the forward line of Parliament. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to win elections. President Mahama disagreed with me. But I said that, look, you have elected me as chairman of this party. I am the coach of the party going into the election. So let me make the changes that will win us the election. When we win, we all enjoy together.
Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning.
I say, my brother Haruna said somewhere, the other guy, Muntaka, he also said something. Let people come, new people come, and you sit on the bench and watch. There was hell. And people started thinking that somebody who has been my friend for more than 20 years has certainly become my enemy. I said, how can Haruna become my enemy? He cannot become my enemy. But I am a coach, and I must watch how our opponents are playing, so that I also arrange my things for us to be able to win. When we did the arrangement, we went into the election. The victory that NDC got in 2024, have you seen any such victory in Ghana since the beginning of the Fourth Republic? We won. After winning, I told President Mahama that we cannot ignore Muntaka and Haruna in the setting up of our government. So they need to be given big positions. President Mahama agreed, and they gave them big positions. And we are working together. So if you are in Tamale here, and you are forming groups, Haruna group, Asiadun Katia group, and so on, it is not our case. It is your case in Tamale here. It's not us. Because we are working together. And so, Chief, I just came to thank you and to assure our followers that NDC will continue to be one. There will be struggle for positions. There will be times people will be angry, others will be smiling. But at the end of the day, when we are struggling for things, we must make sure that the vehicle we are traveling in together will remain intact. Don't let us carry our differences in ways that will destroy the NDC vehicle that keeps us in power. So I want to thank you very much. I want to thank the good people of Tamale South and appreciate the work you have been doing, and we are going to do in the coming elections.
That's the national chairman of the NDC, and rightly so. There's been a lot in terms of reactions to it all throughout the weekend up until now. Conversations in and around whether or not there could be rancor within the fine lines of the NDC. Let us know what you think in relation to this and a host of other matters that we'll be bringing to you here on the 3FM Sunrise. But I'll get into the papers as well for you and bring you a bit more in terms of stories as to what's been happening. And we know that there were Ghanaian nationals who were to be brought back into the jurisdiction from South Africa. The minority is taking notice of that and is asking questions in relation to that. I want to bring that to you, and it reads that the Minority Caucus on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament has strongly criticized the government over the postponement of the planned evacuation of Ghanaians from South Africa, describing the situation as deeply troubling and a sign of poor crisis management. In a statement signed by Samuel Abu Jinapor, ranking member on the committee and a member of parliament for Damongo, the minority expressed concern about what it called the government's failure to match public assurances with concrete action. A statement followed the announcement by Ghana's foreign ministry indicating that the planned evacuation exercise had been postponed due to legal and logistical challenges. The announcement has sparked disappointment among many Ghanaians living in South Africa who had registered for assistance following fears arising from renewed xenophobic tension. So we know that yesterday there was screening exercise undertaken by the High Commission in South Africa, and a number of Ghanaians shared their thoughts, and so did as well the Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Kwashi. And first off, here's what a few of the Ghanaians had to tell the media who were present during that engagement.
Last year, Me person me free krom ha because situation that me buy manya she and I wanted to go back. I need to go back home. Because
we don't want to stay here. I'm sick and tired of this country. I should have been fed. Look at how I am. I have been working as a teacher in this country. Not that Ghanaians are illegal, but the Home Affairs forced most of them to be illegal because some of them have permanent status, which has been revoked. I have them here. Some have business permit. They came with business permit. They renewed here 3 times. At the end, the other renewals, they said fraudulent. There are some Ghanaians. There was a Ghanaian lady that was knocked down by a car. I took it upon myself to claim that we have something rough, road accident fund. I pushed it to the end. I took a lawyer by myself. At the end of the payment, they said they have declined it.
Some of us outside Pretoria can't even travel by bus or their taxis, even for them to come and register their names because they are scared. Because the moment they started Marakware style, then they have to divert the taxi somewhere. So how about them? What are the safety measures towards them, if necessary?
Sese binom ye won krata wo krom ha. Ye pese ko Ghana no so bi ye san wo adwuma kase wo krom ha. Ye pese ko Ghana because intimidation no edoso. Police ni kura timi ba wo adwuma mo nim so obi bia ye, but obefa kwan bia so a discuss through ho ana so be intimidate ma that is whole day no ude mi nyina ye basa. SSS na ba. Inti yesre papa say ono de owano okasa yiti se pa no mpese ya won krata no kra yenko yikrumu a omo kan kire ntokwa bia nim ye ba yamfa yama ye betumi asen akoye chiboko se be ye na ye no omunya anototu bia eye me denra me hu akola no a ukofa no free airport no me hu ye ne me kan ya ne say no akola na agu ani mas because what the misinformation the airport ho omo affiliate form no wo me group no nyina omo frame ya me se no ntwen papa no se tam so a obek ma mo tam na mo nyina ma ba airport inti obi an kan kire na wo di mirika na ko airport but anopa me se hu se wa ko fa no a wo no kasa me me kan ya ne say hallelujah papa na yi efre ni nguase ni nam inti me srew aduma papa na wo ya ne obetio ne wontie ya de mpaibo etawachi ya ne sa amaye na nim say you get to Kenya.
So what we are seeing or witnessing is not something that is going to end today. Most of them have put these guys who are doing these demonstrations on a payroll, a strong one. So it's not something that's going to end today. I'm looking at a worst scenario as a business owner is in discussing with the ministry, the South African counterparts, if they can actually have a takeover plan of Ghanaian businesses, because at the DTI they've got a takeover regulatory panel where they will be able to give us offers so that they can take over those businesses to their local South Africans so that we can live peacefully. Because at times it's also so difficult having stayed for years running businesses and you just have to leave. And many of our staff are also leaving, and at the end of the day, how are we going to pay the rent?
I personally, I'm even ready to go back to Ghana, but because of certain situation, because my children are here, there's no way I can also leave them behind.
Refugee, pennies and so na force at the end of the day would be to charge. Mouse campo 2000, engineer mouse at 3 months, betria na renew, and no cry mouth. Na permit no so a yenye maw enti ya no omo accuse ye say Ghana for yen pepepes ya papa medinya medin sra bo say enye no kore eye womo na womo ma yenye nkrata na nka amfo obi hu so be boa sika no kakra na ode ayede a ebe ma no ho ahe ha no ne watumi atena oman ni mu but yenya ne senti no da bia na ye mu bebre asem aye mobo.
It was a visa. I went to seek an asylum. I decided not to go because I was having an problem with my family. And I said, no, let me try and get to some country. I tried a lot of countries. In South Africa, that they gave me a visa. And I came here. When I came here, and the visa got expired, and I said, I have to go and seek asylum, because if I go back, something will happen to me. And I went and gave them my stories, I narrate everything, and they gave me asylum paper. I'm not abusing South African immigration law. They helped me when I came here. I presented my case to them, like what I said, and they offered me the asylum paper.
I don't have confidence in the safety of my environment, because there have been 3 incidents where I have been attacked and I have to come to the High Commission to seek shelter, which I've already explained. The first one was on the 1st May in Joburg, where I had to run because I was going to eat our local food. The second time was closer to the Jabulani Mall. The third time was in Middledens. And I cannot sit and wait till it's more dangerous. It couldn't be any dangerous. In as much as I came here to do my sport business or what have you, I can't risk my life in exchange for that. I've been even up to a year, just 9 months, but I don't feel safe, so I have to go home. Per immigration, I am legal. So, yes, the documents that immigration allowed me at OR Tambo. Yes, came here for sports. Yes, but I've not landed any job yet. Yeah, so I was still hunting, but I don't feel safe, so I have to go back home. Yeah, so it is what it is. There's no other way to say it. I'm not mincing words. If I don't feel safe, then I just have to go home.
You sound very angry at this point.
No, I'm not angry. I'm just surprised that fellow black people would treat us that way, especially when I'm legal. My anger stems from the fact that I have never overstayed in any of the 13 countries I've ever been to, and I have never overstayed in South Africa.
We've started the screening process for the first 300 Ghanaians who voluntarily want to be repatriated home. These people are here. We got an appointment with the Border Management Authority and also Home Affairs to be able to come here, set up workstations so that they can screen them. The screening is an important part. Before we are able to, put anybody on the plane, everything should be checked out to ensure that those are people that are legally or in terms of your Immigration Act leaving the country. I'm sure if you go inside now, you see that there are more than 30. I asked you to let your cameraman go inside and check the numbers. I'm told that we have close to about 120 people inside currently. These are people that are coming, and people coming from all the provinces. Gauteng alone, we registered close to about 400 people who are coming. So what we have done now is that we have staggered those who are going to go first. We want to do women, children, the vulnerable, the sick, the elderly. So most of these people are going to be part of the first group that leaves on Wednesday. Well, I think that the situation in this country has been fluid till now. I know we're not going to run away from the realities on the ground. People are not happy. People have lost economic value in everything that they do. I have people in, let's say, somewhere in Escort, where a mayor has decided that closing shop belonging to legal Ghanaians that are there and giving the keys to locals to take over. I think that we should be able to discuss these things. Once you are in a country and there are challenges like this, you feel unwelcome. And I think that is why government wants to come in and say, look, if you are not welcome here, come back home because you are a citizen of Ghana and we'll be able to reintegrate you into the society.
That's the High Commissioner to Ghana ending that long inset of a number of Ghanaians. And we'll hear from the High Commissioner again because he didn't take kindly rather to insult as well by South Africans to Ghana's President and Foreign Minister following all of the activities being undertaken to amongst many things, repatriate Ghanaians into the jurisdiction. He spoke to DW Africa. Here's exactly what it is that he told them.
Face the site and tell us what's happening here. What are these people doing?
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
As part of those who wants to be repatriated back home, we are starting the process of screening them and ensuring that they take all the dots that they have to take so that on Wednesday they will be the part of the 300 people that will be going to Ghana.
And why? What reasons are they giving you to be here? Are they feeling threatened? They've been attacked?
well, their lives have come to a standstill. They don't feel safe. They don't feel happy. The challenges as to these demonstrations, this rather unrest, xenophobic attacks on them, most of them feel that their time here is done, because they believe that they are here to work genuinely to help the country and also to help themselves. If that purpose is defeated, then they don't know the reason why they should continue to be in this country. So they are willing and ready to go back home, to go start life all over.
With the group of people that have been here, are there some that have been physically attacked, or is the threats and the marches that happen?
I think with the numbers that we have here, about 10, 20 people that we've documented have been attacked. Physical abuse, physical attacks. And I believe that it's not right in the Committee of Nations, especially in the AU model, that we'll be doing these sort of things to one another as Africans.
We've seen Ghana taking South Africa even to the AU. Does it mean Ghana supports illegal immigration here in South Africa? What's the stance of that?
I think Ghana's problem is that the approach to which we resolve the issue. Globally, we know that illegal migration has always been a challenge, a big challenge. How we solve it proactively is what the difference is. We've engaged your South African authorities on several occasions. They've been very, very helpful. But we have move from that point to the point where the demonstrators don't listen to whatever government says again. That is where the challenge is, because at the end of the day, they are taking the laws into their own hands. I remember President Ramaphosa giving a statement condemning this act, only for the same demonstrators to say that they've given foreigners till June 30th, and that they would not listen to the president. What does that mean? That is disrespect for authority, and I think that is something that we all have to frown upon.
Just give us a rundown of what is happening here and how will it culminate into traveling and when?
So once we are done with the screening of them, we'll let them know the numbers that are going to Ghana. We are expecting to have about 200, 300 people here today. Home Affairs will start setting up on Wednesday at 10 a.m. today for them to be able to leave on Wednesday at 6 a.m. to Ghana.
The other groups, since we had there about 800 of them that have shown interest?
So the first group has an aircraft that will take 300. After some few days, we'll take another 300, and then there'll be a third flight for 300, making sure that we get everybody back home.
Is it a set moment that Africans would feel unsafe in an African country?
That is where the Pan-African dream that we all believe we should have has fallen limbo in South Africa. I sometimes listen to the demonstrators and their leaders, and I feel ashamed as an African, because some of the rhetoric, some of the things they say. Look, we all believe in diplomacy. We all believe that the world has moved from one of being in isolation to a global community. If you do these things that they are doing and there are reprisals in other countries, how does it affect us as African? Africa has clamored for visa-free and borderless societies. We are not saying that let criminals or individuals without documents enter, but regulate it in a way that will help in discussing the issue and solving the issues of illegal migration. Ghana is not happy. We have foreigners in our countries as well. Are we chasing them on the streets? Are we going to their shops? Are we taking their keys from them? No. You hear people in this South Africa, people that should know better, using very unprintable words on, for example, our president in Ghana and our foreign affairs minister. Let me sign a word of caution that it is not that we are timid. It is not that we cannot have the same things they are saying in our president. You can do whatever you want to do in South Africa, but we beg them, do not bring in our president into this. Do not use those words that you are using against our leaders in Ghana, because it will get to a point that when the Ghanaian want to use the same words, we will not be able to stop them. It doesn't mean that we should do this when we know that diplomatically we are able to solve this issue. So the name calling, the insults, the other thing, well, I believe that after President Cyril Ramaphosa spoke, I heard people calling him names, unprintable things, but don't bring it on any Ghanaian leader, because we are taught civically to respect authority, and that is exactly why we are kept quiet, and that's exactly why we want to solve this thing diplomatically.
Thank you very much, UK.
That's the South African High Commissioner Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, always mixing these things. Benjamin Kwashi, Ambassador Benjamin Kwashi, or High Commissioner Benjamin Kwashi speaking there. He said a lot, but I think what we left with is the fact that, look, as Ghanaians, we feel the rights to repatriate our citizens from your country, but it doesn't also give you the right to want to come at our president and want to use unprintable words against him. And so South Africans must desist and let us deal with these situations diplomatically. And so
I appreciate your diplomacy, but Cyril Ramaphosa is not in charge of South Africa. Because if he were in charge, or if he actually is in charge, he would have reined the people in. MTN is doing well here, are they not? There are many South African enterprises that are doing very well here. If we decide also to match up to them and to do what they are doing, the nonsense they are doing in South Africa, will they survive? I've been to Pretoria, I've been to Johannesburg, I've been to Cape Town. If we decide to do it, they cannot match us. I just need boys from Nima, Konongo, Zongo, and Aswasi, and we'll put them together in Polygon and Joko. They cannot do that. So why are they doing that to us? Why? What have we done? When South Africa wanted to gain independence, move away from apartheid, there are video evidence. Why are we not playing those videos, by the way? Jerry Rawlings and the rest, we gave them money to fight for their independence and for their freedom. Did they have money to fight for it? They came round. Nelson Mandela, a very noble man, came round the continent of Africa to find money. Why are we not giving the same benefit? Could they have achieved independence if we had not supported them? Could they have? That's the question to ask. I say Cyril Ramaphosa is not in charge of South Africa. I tagged him on Twitter. Up until yesterday, he has not answered. He and us, we are doing such a pocket. He's not in charge. I'm telling you, he is not in charge. Okujeto, President Mahama, Ambassador Kwashi, they are doing their best to save people. But I can tell you on good authority, Mawena, there are many people who have like 4-story houses in South Africa, businesses, blah, 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 that are not willing to leave. Okay? They are not willing to leave. That's one leg of the conversation. The other leg of the conversation is that they are worried about the enabling environment in the country called
Ghana.
Yes. The enabling environment in the country called Ghana that they could really function in. And that's where the problem also is. So that's the second leg of the conversation. But I will insist that Cyril Ramaphosa is not in charge of South Africa.
In fact, after he spoke in South Africa and asked that the citizenry stop what it is that they are engaged in, they descended on him heavily, raining insults on him amongst many other things. In fact, Ambassador Benjamin Kwashi actually makes reference to it in that interview he granted to DW Africa. But it's really concerning. And having heard from a number of the Ghanaians who spoke when the minister was present, you realize that it appears the system in itself thrives on xenophobia to an extent.
Yeah.
That is going with what the people say, because they say that they do not go seeking to be aliens. They actually seek to regularize themselves, and they renew their papers from time to time. But after some time, the officials deliberately refuse to renew the papers for them.
When I've been in South Africa, if they'll be honest with themselves, Mondays like today is the only day that they don't chill in South Africa. And now I'm laying it bare because you are attacking my kith and kin. And so I would lay it bare. Mondays are the only days in South Africa that they don't chill. Tuesday to whatever day, it is boiling day. Do they like to work? The Ghanaians there, what work are they doing? The Nigerians there, what work are they doing? The Senegalese there, what work are they doing? Zimbabweans, all the other African countries that came together. And I'm saying that, look, we contributed monies to make sure that South Africa is free. We all watched the Sarafina movie. Didn't you watch it? Did you not see it? Is Sarafina not a lesson to all of us? So what Let me not use the unprintables on there.
Right. A bit more in terms of
what are they doing?
The Daily Graphic, big banner story says, NEDCO reels under 5 billion cedis funding deficit, VRA NEDCO staff claim. The story is by Michael Quay. President Mahama cut sword for Project Inspect Regional Hospitals Open ICT Center on his Savannah regional tour. Survey reveals high public trust in vaccines, and law on false news ignites debate, repeal or maintain. Supplement on African Union Day is also here. Today's graphic is very thick. Today is Africa Union Day, by the way. So the dreams of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and his quest to have the entirety of the continent united is one of the many things that we will seek to ask questions on.
Bob Marley asked the question, Africa unite.
Yeah, you know.
Because we're moving right out of Babylon. And we're staying right out of... DJ Phil, do you have that song?
Yeah. So it's one of the things. It used to be a holiday, now it's a commemorative one. One where we have conversations and talk about African Union and whether or not we're on the right path towards attaining that. I wonder where we are now as a people. As a continent, because we're only just talking about xenophobia in South Africa and how other African nationals are being targeted amongst many other things. What will the founding fathers of independence, right, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and
Patrice Lumumba,
the host of
all those
Thomas Sankara and all of those. What will they make of an Africa where one of its own
AU is toothless? You are free to say it. I will say it.
Is going against
me, I don't
each
care.
other.
I will say it. AU is toothless. Play.
3FM Sunrise.
in the best way possible. It's one that we must reflect on.
If we're united, why is Ghana having a lot of salt and not giving to Nigeria to refine its oil? And the Nigeria will go to Brazil, for example, to go and buy oil. If we're united, why is that not happening? How far is Nigeria from Ghana? It's like the trip from here to Tamale. I lie?
Yeah.
I don't lie. So why are we not uniting and working with ourselves? And that was a question I asked last week, that why is government not doing business with government? SIC should be insuring every state vehicle in this country. SIC should be doing that with ease and not be struggling. SIC should not be competing with any other, because there are companies in this country that belong to the government that the SIC could have benefited from. But what do I know? I'm just a small boy. The New Finder newspaper says EU investment hits over $16 billion, according to GIPC boss. Rising fuel costs threatens inflation. Outlook, Deloitte warns Ghana risks returning to IMF without fiscal discipline. Dr. Bedu Sarkodie there. GN Savings to reopen first branch in Elmina. GN Savings had a lot of branches. We just decided to cripple the man, and that was what we did. We call it banking sector cleanup, but we collapsed the banks and we made people jobless. Rate cut not transmitting to businesses. On the back pages, there's President Mahama, Ghana CEO Summit. President Mahama is wearing a military attire with a lot of medals right there.
Yeah, it's expected at that Ghana CEO Summit.
Yeah, President Mahama. Hey, but he has not gone to any peacekeeping activity to earn all these medals. He's Commander-in-Chief, I forgot.
Yeah, Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Daily just says Mali probes Adamu's sister company over tax evasion, offshore account, and royalty breaches. Afoko takes campaign to minority MPs. Gregory Afoko's big brother wants to be chairman of the NPP. And there are 3 individuals here, all of the NDC. NDC explode over Mahama succession battle. General Sedun Ketia, Haruna Idrisu Aduna, and Muntaka Mubarak. You know, over the weekend, Haruna Idrisu made a comment that, we're going on a thank you tour, but the thank you tour is not the other one we are embarking on. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ajoa Safo Foundation assist Usu Children's Home. It's another meat pie and ice cream situation there. Ajoa Safo opportunity. Queen mother murdered for 50,000 Ghana cedis in contract killing. Queen mother. Oh, Nana Sewa Jankuma. They have killed a woman because of 50,000 Ghana cedis. For real? Contract.
So it was a contract. The from what the police told us. In fact, the IGP was in the town, to be specific, where it was, after investigations, it was revealed that one of the chiefs had contracted the gentleman, a group of young men, to go and kill the woman, and subsequently one of them confessed, because he says the ghost of the woman was haunting.
So here's the story. The Ghana Police Service has uncovered what investigators describe as a carefully orchestrated contract killing behind the murder of a Queen mother, Nana Sewa Jankuma, following a major intelligence-led operations that has so far led to the arrest of 8 suspects, including a traditional ruler. According to the police, investigators, some of the arrested suspects have allegedly confessed to participating in the killing and disclosed details of 50,000 Ghana cedis, or perpetrated 50,000 Ghana cedis, I should say, assassination arrangement linked to long-standing land and chieftaincy disputes within the area. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
50,000 cedis. So a life has to be lost.
So yeah,
no, hold on. Play that Haruna video, please.
Oh,
yeah.
There's this one of him. Just a moment.
Yeah. I recall when President came for his thank you tour, not the other thank you tour, the proper thank you tour of President Mahama. Proper thank you tour of President Mahama as President Flag Bearer. What cannot be said, Mr. President, we can say it. A proper thank you of President Mahama, not the Ketty Razor one. Not the Ketty Razor one. When President Mahama came, I recall when President came for his thank you tour, not the other thank you tour, the proper thank you tour of President Mahama. Proper thank you tour of President Mahama as President Flag Bearer. What cannot be said, Mr. President, we can say it. A proper thank you of President Mahama, not the Ketty Razor one.
So yes,
the
battle is starting.
It has begun,
and it is starting in earnest.
Oh, Charlie, Beverly Afaglo is dead.
Yeah.
Prior. Oh, Charlie.
It was.
She actually lived with cancer all through the moment.
She shared that And she was very brave as well, to be very honest, because she came out, she made that public and said yes, there was something within the family, and she was
so it's hereditary.
With, yes.
The Daily Guide newspaper this morning says South Africa xenophobic attacks, minority slums, delay in Ghanaians evacuation. Samuel Jinapo MP for Damongo pictured there. Malian government investigates Adamu's sister's company over tax violations. We are coming for you. IGP Yohonu to criminals. IGP, go for them. We appreciate all your work with the CID boss, the Queen of Kings, Yaku Donko. Very, very intelligent, smart woman, delivering on all arsenals. Let's get back to winning ways. Afoko rallies NPP members on their back page. Some people's this thing. There was a song that had come to mind.
Right, the Ghanaian Times.
Okay,
what song?
Finish. Then we'll do one prayer song for in memory of Beverly.
Right. So the Ghanaian
May
Times.
she rest in peace, by the way.
Absolutely.
And condolences to the family.
Absolutely. The Ghanaian Times of Fankon Sawam Road project faces fresh delay. Contractor seeks second extension. Commuters lament worsening conditions. There's a picture of a deplorable section of the road near the Amasaman flyover where a vehicle overturned last week.
Charlie, for saying Amasaman, I'll buy you lunch today. For not saying Amasaman, and for saying Amasaman, I'll buy you lunch today.
Yeah. I mean, as for me, I'm always, I say it, I'm willing and always ready to learn, particularly when you get to know about the right pronunciation and all of that. GN Bank saga, lawyer disputes liquidity fraud allegations. We killed Queen Mother for 50,000 cedis, suspect tells police, and this must be our last IMF bailout. That's the president. On the back page, Hartspur Mediama Party, Nations FC 11 Wonders, Hoho United relegated. Black Maidens trouns Liberia 6-0, and Ghana lose to Mexico in international friendlies. That friendlies, I don't even know who was watching it. I think I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw a notification on my phone that we were down by 2-0.
The coach we are going to bring, he didn't come to coach the team because
quite on the contrary, actually. I'm hearing he's splitting a few heads within the administration.
I'm saying that he didn't come to coach the thing. He knows that Otoado's thing could befall him, so his deputy went to coach the thing. And like his things called them to. Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Anyways,
the publisher is the last one I have. Afoko's magic 3R formula: reunite, rebuild, recapture power. Yao Owusu receives honorary award from Utumfo Appeals Court, not government, to restore GN Bank license. Lawyer fires back, and actress Beverly Afaglu has passed on. May a soul, a gentle soul.
One prayer song for us.
Rest in peace.
One prayer song for us. Prayer song. One prayer song.
The late
Beverly Afaglu. May she rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Strong woman. Beautiful by all standards.
Yes.
But she's going to be.
She was a powerful actress. And
she was.
She lived with the condition and
she didn't broadcast it to everybody and
wasn't looking for pity half the time.
No pity party.
And soldiered on through it all to the very end. And so from all of us to the family, deepest condolences.
To rise,
following this loss. That first one that DJ Phil brought was a special song by Prior Honeho to his special wife. And condolences from all of us here on the 3FM Sunrise to FM Sunrise, and we've just gone through a few of the details from a number of the papers as well, and we're just going to round up for you here on the 3FM Sunrise and then make our way for sports, right? We're going to make our way for sports. But I was in the village, Johnny, from this weekend. The paramount chief of the Mache traditional area.
Big man.
Yes.
By all standards.
The paramount chief of the Mache traditional area went home yesterday.
Okay.
And so sons and daughters of the land
congregated.
Yes.
In good spirit.
They came together in some fine spirit to send him home. It was a wonderful ceremony. Frederick, where's Frederick? I need to.
No, we need to herald what we are going to sing with a proper Evevi song.
Evevi song. So.
Royal stand up for the chief of Mache.
Yes, so the paramount chief of Mache traditional area, Togbi Gan Osei Tutu the Sixth, was laid to rest, and that's the Agbogbomafia of the Asogli traditional area. Togbi Afede, the 14th, who was also was graceful enough to have graced the occasion for us, the entire Mache traditional area. And there's a new leader as well for His Royal Majesty.
Right.
Togbigan Osei Tutu the 7th was seated in state as well as we paid last respects to him.
Is that the chief of staff?
That's the Chief of Army Staff.
Chief of Army Staff.
Major General Lawrence Kweku Betanu. Frederick, keep this one on for me because a host of individuals were present. Major General.
Mention them in good order.
Yes, Major General Lawrence Kweku Betanu is the Chief of Army Staff. Is a proud son of the land. Was present.
We call them COAS.
Right.
COAS.
Yes. The regional minister, Volta regional minister James Gunu was present. Prosper Douglas Barney is currently the national security advisor to the president.
But he was a former chief of staff.
Yes,
right?
he was present. He was a president rep.
Prosper Bani.
Bani. He was present as well there, and I've mentioned the Agbogbom Mafia and a host of actually military contingents accompanying Major General Lawrence Betanu. Were all present. Also, Major General Cornelius Litha was also there.
Major General.
Yes.
Litha.
He was present there.
It's not Litha. It's Litha.
he was present there as well.
He's a big man.
Yes. Great respect to all of them. And to all of the other traditional leaders who were present. It was a beautiful ceremony all throughout the week, and we crowned it all yesterday with the Thanksgiving service as well. I think the voter regional chair of the NDC as well was present as well, and a host of other persons, all making it to Mache yesterday and all throughout the weekend. It was the entire township actually came to a standstill, and for proud persons of the land from far and wide. All were present and made the ceremony a wonderful one, and we say a big thank you to all of the individuals who were present as well. And so yes, that's where my journeyings took me this weekend.
You have been roaming over. You have to relax more
as we celebrated.
But it's good to celebrate tradition and culture.
Absolutely.
It's important. And Ghana's Most Beautiful is 20 years.
Yes.
We're celebrating it on the 6th of June. At the Labadi Beach Hotel with royalty, culture, tradition, and also tourism in the mix. The queens will be there. Very important chiefs and kings will be there. And we cannot wait to have it. The whole essence of the 20th anniversary is to also put together a project. The ladies always have a project that they do after they win or do not win or do not wear the crown. They still have a project that they run, and we support them to the best of our abilities. And this time we want to do some signature projects across the country that will impact a lot more lives, as we've done over the years for Ghana's Most Beautiful. And that's what we went to Yendi to see Mayana, and then we went to see Osaberima Kwesi Atta II, a Mahin of the Uguak Traditional
Fantastic
Council, and there with me is Brenda. We went to see him in his all his resplendent, and I went home. So I went to pay homage to my king, and we were talking right there. I think we should acknowledge the individuals who were part of the entourage that joined us there. So we want to say Mbo and Yedasi to Osaberima Dr. Kwesi Atta II, Nana Kojo Kra the first, Kwesi Gezi, Albert Johnson, Stephen Gazing, Chef Nat Abekwe. And you're wondering what Abekwe is doing in the sanctuary. He's there right in the enclave of the chief, Lord Samuel Nanapra, and a fantastic Ochami Kojo Christian. We acknowledge all of them, and we're grateful that they opened their doors to us. But most importantly to Osaberima Dr. Kwesi Atta II. And I named my second son Kuku after Osaberima. So I'm Kuku Awenazi. Kuku from the Lion's Den. But he is Kuku Osaberima. And I think that we should play one good Western Diamond songs for them. Here you are.
And big thank yous as well to a number of individuals. When you say what? You've painted your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Fantin Castle.
Ayo.
Say Inyo. Penyibon. We painting in. Do you understand it?
No, you have to decode that for me.
So this is a bad leader who is hiding behind a certain facade to do plenty things. But we painting him. But Osare has not painted his face.
Yeah.
He's a good man. We celebrate him. We're also live on Kesme 107.1 and Chief Kesme has sent me this. He says, for Africa to unite, that is what we need to be having us in Africa and not the South Africans, what the South Africans are doing to make Africa united. African countries, leaders, businesses, and citizens need to focus on cooperation, peace, and shared development. That's what Chief Kesme Ibrahim is sending to us now, and we are live on Kesme 107.1 FM in Tamale and beyond.
Right. A few messages as well in relation to some of the things we've been saying. Pauline and Charlie says it's very true. South Africa doesn't give a foreigner any documents. They refuse any kind of documentation. And she goes on to say, I don't believe in the dream of the AU because we don't want to unite.
I told you the AU is a
over content with our partition that we don't want to change. It's unfortunate. She says, Aaron,
Babako Kokomisa.
Yeah, he goes in a very different tangent in relation to the deployment of armored vehicles disguised by the Ministry of Interior. He says it represents a highly sophisticated preemptive tactical shift against highway robbery, offering immediate security enhancement for higher risk transit routes. To maximize the long-term efficacy of this deterrent strategy, the government must institutionalize this initiative into a sustained data-driven security policy rather than allowing it to become a transient short-term operation. Because the minister announced that, look, we are sending decoy buses as if they are doing long journey on the road. You cross it wanting to rob, and they will deal with you. There's been debate as to if it was appropriate to make such a disclosure. But the other side of the argument is that fighting or security as well is psychological. And so now the robbers will be on high alert that, hey.
But don't tell us what you're doing. That's 101 security. Don't disclose what your modus operandi is. Don't disclose it. Just do your thing and arrest them. Look, I can tell you on good authority that on most of the routes on these long journeys in this country, people are attacked, even when there are policemen or security people with sidearms, properly trained on these roads, they get attacked. We just, a month or so ago, there was a lone shooter who was unprovoked, was just doing his thing. I lie.
Yeah.
Now, so we know that they are there. The IGP says we are coming for you. We appreciate all his efforts with the CID boss trying to find us the people who are perpetrating all the nonsense that we can find. But by all means, don't disclose some of the details of these things to us, because that's not what we want. We are not looking at measuring efforts. We are looking at measuring results, and we want to see them. Yeah?
Yeah. Very, very important. You had wanted a few bites as well on the Indum situation.
What? So, the court has ruled.
Yeah.
Giving judgment. I have maintained that whatever we call the banking sector cleanup or collapse was not what it was. How much did we budget to clean the banks up? And how much did we end up spending to do that task? And could we have used those monies to sustain the banks? And could we have also looked into the faces of the people who lost their jobs to say that we were helping you and not trying to make your situation difficult? And could we have looked into the faces of the children of those people who lost their jobs because we said we were doing a certain cleanup? To be able to say that your father cannot pay your school fees or your hospital bills, or your father cannot take you to the water park or to the playground, or your father cannot sponsor a trip, or your father cannot give you your favorite meal because we're doing a certain cleanup. We ought to ask ourselves these honest questions. And I'm sure that the judges in the court are very well grounded in what they were doing. So they asked the question, what are people saying now? We are being told that the court did what? The court did what? I travel around the country. I just got back from Cape Coast. I went to Winneba. I went to Elmina. I even went to Takrady. I went to Enchi. Right? I have gone to Yendi in the last week. I've gone beyond. I've gone to Saboba. I've gone to Tamale. I travel around this country on my own. Right? You see GN Bank containers or whatever it is located everywhere. Then we decided that, out of the indigenous banks, let's shut all of them down. If you look at your bank structure now, how many indigenous banks do you have? Tell me.
That's dropped considerably.
Tell me. Your Ghana Club 100, how many local industries do you have as BAT? Tell me. The first 10 of your Ghana Club 100, including the South Africans that are trying to beat everybody and trying to chase everybody away because they don't like to work. They are enjoying better here. They are enjoying better here. So we ought to protect ourselves. We ought to, all this IMF conversation that we are having, whatever it is that we're having, we're just wasting our times. All the time is being wasted. Create the enabling environment, let the locals do the work, let the locals benefit from it, and that's the way we have to go. I finished.
Right then, let's get into a bit of sports for you here on the 3FM Sunrise. And after which, when you return, we get into our big conversations for you. We're talking AU Day and Pan-Africanism. The Public Accounts Committee finished its work. It's a big question we're asking, if it ever amounts to anything. If it ever amounts to anything. And
you're asking about Public Accounts Committee.
Yeah. If it ever amounts to anything.
You know, at the Public Accounts Committee, they asked a question that the Ministry of Finance was making payments on behalf of the Ministry of Roads.
Yeah, a number of agencies when they hadn't even cross-checked.
You know the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Abidal Sayasare.
Yeah.
She's an MP.
Yes, she is.
Dr. Amin Adam. He's an MP.
Yes, he is.
Dr. Stephen Amwa. He's an MP. Were they not the ones at the Ministry of Finance?
Yeah.
In this room, if our boss has to Kosia Anyable or Akofa Bansen or Lois Kisidu or Bossu Madam Auntie B or Bossu say, Mr. Nyama wants to ask a question about what happened on the show today, they would either ask me or you, DJ Phil, or Kunzo Tiani, or any of us in this room. No. So if Phil is sitting on my right hand side and they said, Phil, today the songs you play, it didn't actually answer the questions of the listeners, or it didn't delight them, who should we be asking? Parliament. The answers they are looking for is in Parliament, and they have left it and they are roaming around town with our money. And then you have a certain de facto chairman, Mr. Tamils, screaming, I'm in charge, keep quiet. I said, you were looking for questions about who had made payments that had not been endorsed. Abinau Sayasare sitting on your right. Swear her in. Ask her questions. Why did you make the payment? She was Deputy Finance Minister. Dr. Amin Adam is in Parliament. He was Minister of State. He took over from Koforidua. Swear him in. Call him. Ask him questions.
Some of the payments were made in 2024.
Dr. Stephen Harbour, he's in Parliament. The answers they are roaming around, wasting their money looking for is in Parliament. Cut this video and post it. Let them see it. I said the answers they are roaming around with their money, sleeping in big hotels, per diem, whatever it is. It's in Parliament. Abenosi Asari was Deputy Finance Minister. She was the one who signed the letter that said that we will not give any post-retirement contract. But she was sitting next to the GRA boss, making excuses for the former GRA. You remember? Reverend Amis Adai. Reverend Amis Adai. Sitting right by her side, making those calls. Now, Roads Minister comes to Parliament and says that, oh, you made payments on our behalf when we were not there. And these are records that she supervised over. These were records that Dr. Amin Adam supervised. These were records that Dr. Sivdama supervised. Why are we wasting our time asking people who have just gotten into power when the people who spent the money and made the decisions are there? Are we not stupid?
Well, that's how we wrap up on the newspapers for you this morning, and then we get into a bit more of sports here on the 3FM Sunrise. Akosia is here. Will do sports for us in a tad, right? In a tad. Then we get into a bit more for you on the 3FM Sunrise if you stick and stay with us.
Well, good morning once again, and you're still listening to 3FM. It's now time for the sports update on Sunrise with me, Akosia AJ. Over the weekend, a lot of things happened. We understand that the Black Stars are already camping in Wales. There are few players there. Even though the list is not out, you know our players now. Small Snapchat videos, we get to see some people who are there, people leaking videos here and there. We've seen Jordan Ayew in camp, Fatawi Shahako in camp, Jerome Opoku as well, Marvin Sanae, we've also seen him then. So we'll be hearing from some of the things that happened over the weekend. Well, starting from the local scene, where after 34 game weeks, the curtains have finally been drawn on the 2025-2026 Ghana Premier League season. 3 Sports Mutala Yakubu, who has been on ground for the entirety of the season, brings us the wrap of the GPL season.
34 weeks of excitement in the Ghana Premier League all comes to an end. The 2025-2026 season has ended here at the Accra Sports Stadium, where the Heartful bowing out on the high with a 4-2 victory over champions Mediama. Mediama won the league last weekend when they beat Heartful Lions, and Gold Stars actually lost to Games FC. So the title was already wrapped up before this game, but for Heartful, it was important for them to solidify their position in the top 4, and they did just that by beating Mediama by 4-2. But elsewhere, shocker. Swedro All Blacks, who were in danger of being relegated, went all the way to Kumasi to beat Asante Kotoko by 2-1, with Samba Onel, Asante Kotoko captain, missing a penalty in the process. This means that despite the fact that Nations FC also won in Karela, Nations FC have been relegated and Swedro All Blacks have survived. There was history elsewhere with Atakumi, Gold Star striker, becoming the first ever Ghana Premier League player to score 6 goals in a single game. So the top 4, this is how it looked. Mediama on top of form and on top seed with 1. Then Gold Stars finished 2nd. Then we had Heartful finishing 3rd and Dreams FC finishing 4th. You're wondering where Asante Kotoko finished. They finished 8th on the league table. Season has ended, and we'll be looking forward to the 2026-2027 season.
Well, that was my colleague Mutala Yakubu wrapping up the GPL season. But after the game involving Accra Hearts of Oak and Medema SC at the Accra Sports Stadium, Hearts of Oak head coach Didi Dramani has heaped praises on his players and Hearts supporters after their impressive 4-2 triumph over Medema SC in their final Ghana Premier League match of the 2025-2026 season. Didi Dramani expressed his appreciation for their commitment to the team's cause.
I think that keeping consistency and then keeping your right purpose in the approaches that you put in place is so key. Irrespective of how it's going, you need to be more front looking and then keep your purpose upright. I think that they have been very, very important to us. What we cherish to have is our human part of it. The human part is so important. I know that, outcomes, trophies will give you the chance to stay longer, but the human part is so key that we try to believe in what we are doing. We try to be very open-minded. We try to be very, very objective.
That was Accra Hearts of Oak coach Didi Dramani. Meanwhile, winning the Ghana Premier League presents Medema SC with another opportunity to represent Ghana on the continental stage. Head coach Ibrahim Tanko says the club's focus now has shifted to Africa, where they hope to make a lasting impression and compete strongly against the continent's best clubs.
No, a lot. I think after the season we have to sit down and then analyze the whole season and then look at the position that we think we need to help us in Africa and in the league as well. So definitely we are going to do the work.
You heard from Medema SC coach Ibrahim Tanko. Let's now do some national team story where Ghana Football Association President Ket Okoreku has confirmed that the Black Stars final squad for the 2026 FIFA World Cup will be announced on the 1st of June, bringing clarity to weeks of uncertainty surrounding Ghana's preparation for the tournament. Speaking after Ghana's 2-0 defeat to Mexico in an international friendly, Okoreku called on Ghanaians to remain supportive of all the national team as anticipation continues to build ahead of the Mundial. We still stay a little longer on national team football as the Black Maidens of Ghana recorded a resounding 6-0 win over Liberia in the first leg here in Accra. 3 Sports, that's myself. I was there and I filed this report. Maidens of Ghana here at the Accra Sports Stadium recorded a convincing 6-0 victory over Liberia in the first leg of the second round of the U17 2026 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Goal each from Saidatu Wahab, Linda Echa, Priscilla Mensah and Mavis Yeboah gave the Maidens 3 points, 6 goals as they head into the second leg against Liberia on the 30th of May in Monrovia. The Black Maidens played their first round of qualifiers against Togo. However, for Liberia, they got a walkover against Libya. So technically, this is the first game they have played in the U17 2026 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Coach Joe Nana Adakwa was full of praise for the team as they head into the next game.
Working with these girls for a long, I know what at any time they can do. So if things are not going well in the first half, I know second half, with the quality that I have in the bench, we can change things. So tactically, we are always ahead of anything that will be playing here. So they know what we know. So we are okay. I spoke a lot to them, and I told them that we are playing home. Whatever it is, we'll go back to Liberia. So we have to kill the game here before we go there. That's what.
You heard Black Maidens coach Joe Nana Adakwa and myself with the report there. Meanwhile, it was a different story at the men's U17 side as Ghana's hopes of securing a place at the U17 World Cup were shattered in heartbreaking fashion after the Black Starlets suffered a painful 8-7 penalty shootout defeat to Uganda in a thrilling encounter that ended 2-2 after regulation time. The painful defeat means the Black Starlets will miss out on the 2026 FIFA U17 World Cup despite an impressive and spirited campaign in Morocco. Head coach Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum and his players will now have to regroup and shift attention to the next qualification cycle. Still with news from the continent, South African giant Mamelodi Sundowns claimed their second CAF Champions League title after securing a 2-1 aggregate victory over ASFA of Rabat in the final. A 1-1 draw in Sunday's second leg in Rabat proved enough for Sundowns, who had taken a 1-0 advantage into the match following their first leg victory in Pretoria. In addition to continental glory, the South African club will receive a record $6 million in prize money and have also secured qualification for the 2029 FIFA Club World Cup. Moving on to the Arthur Legacy Invitational Tournament, Liberty Academy have been crowned champions of the competition after defeating Euro Africa on penalties in a thrilling final at the SMAC Center in Accra. The Flowing 3 Sports report has more.
Euro Africa took the lead early in the final before Liberty Academy fought back to turn the game around and lead 2-1. But a late Euro Africa penalty sent the contest into a shootout where Liberty Academy held their nerve to lift the trophy. After the final whistle, Liberty Academy coach Desmond Owusu-Nyantakyi and the team captain were elated.
I mean, it's a big tournament, and to come here and be the winners, I mean, we feel great about it. We will come and try again.
It's our first time, so we come with an aim to win the first time.
Italian ambassador to Ghana, Lawyer Aranelli, praised the atmosphere and organization after ascending the final.
I'm very happy to be here today. Every time there is a sport event, we see a celebration of the joy and of friendship. And today I think it was a very nice example of this. So
to some other stories where we head into Europe as Arsenal celebrated their coronation as Premier League champions with a 2-1 win over Crystal Palace earlier yesterday at the Selhurst Park, capping a remarkable season that saw it finish with 85 points. There could yet be more celebrations as Mikel Arteta's side still have the chance to win the Champions League for the first time in the coming days. But for now, it's all about the Premier League. And so let's hear from Mikel Arteta.
I think we showed an incredible connection, an incredible commitment, and an incredible courage as well. Because everything that was around us has fueled the desire that we have to go and do it. And look at that. Everyone is playing a part, obviously, and we have an incredible ownership. They've been through the tough times, and that's when you really see people and when you really get to know people. And they have incredible values. They know the sport better than any of us here. And they have committed themselves to a project that we have delivered. And along the way, a lot of people, the people that brought me here, for example, when Edu was here, when Tim was here, and all these people, they've been instrumental for everything that.
That was Mikel Arteta, who just helped Arsenal win their first trophy in 22 years. Pep Guardiola has also bid an emotional farewell to Manchester City after calling time on his 10-year spell with the club. The Spaniard has turned City into one of the world's football most dominant clubs since joining in 2016, with his honors including 6 Premier League titles, 3 FA Cups and 1 Champions League. He could not end his tenure with one last victory as City were beaten 2-1 by Aston Villa on the final day of the Premier League, but gave a touching address to the Etihad crowd at full time nonetheless, reflecting on the incredible emotions of the day after the club committed to naming a stand after him and building a statue in his honor.
I never could imagine the amount of love. I have been an incredible, tremendous honor to be your manager, to be here during 10 years. Like the video is so long, and the reason why, that the amount of trophies and incredible emotions. Please, I would love not just remember the trophies that we won. That's the reason why I could stay 10 years, otherwise nobody can sustain Dominic is here. Is hopefully we provide you through this unbelievable play. They are here, and the players that was in the screen provide some emotions that the people come here and at the stadium and feel maybe we are going to have fun. And that is the reason why we are here. They have to know they have a huge responsibility to maintain these standards. That's why hopefully they continue fight and give everything with this amazing club.
You heard Pep Guardiola there with his farewell speech at the Etihad. This has been the sports update on 3FM. My name is Akusia AJ. Thanks for listening.